Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nerd Herders. I'm Rich.
I'm Nick.
I'm Dana.
And today is another episode of Dana Explains. It's been a while since Dana's been on here to tell us about a movie.
It has, you gave me that movie and I just didn't watch it.
And now you did.
And now I finally did.
What movie did we give you?
After a lot of harassing and then a lot of complaining, I finally watched Predator.
Yeah.
Predator.
So,
Yes.
you had never seen a Predator movie,
I had not seen any Predator movie.
so there is a couple of those. So let's get right into it. What did you think of Predator?
It started off really bad. And then I started to like it once he became... Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So, when it started, or I guess just when you gave me the movie, I was under the impression that it was a new movie. That it was not. I thought it was new because it was on Blu-ray. No, it wasn't.
Only new movies can be on Blu-ray.
Well, and then I was like, oh, and then like Arnold Schwarzenegger's in it, so
Because, he hasn't done anything prior to him being governor of California.
Then I looked at the date and I was like, oh my gosh. This is a very old movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger is very young in this movie. His accent kind of goes like in and out in the movie. And were those his real muscles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are those really his?
He was
Yes.
the world's strongest man. That's how he became popular.
That's pretty crazy because those muscles are ginormous.
Dana has probably only seen Arnold in Terminator Genesis before this. Would you say
Is
that's
that
accurate?
the new one?
Yeah.
Yes.
When he's 70.
When he's old and he has gray hair.
That great scene of him and Carl Weathers
When they're doing
when they do the big high five or whatever, they arm wrestle in the air, and you just see him.
Is that in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just.
I must have missed that part.
This is the beginning of the movie when he comes in and he's like, you pushed too many pencils or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Anyways, they go on some type of mission and they're making all of these like weird jokes in the helicopter. It's like whatever. So then there was a lot of like weird noises and sound effects, like when they were like walking through like this forest.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just a lot of waiting around, and I was getting sick and tired of it because we're just like waiting and looking and waiting and looking, and I don't know what's going on. And so like there wasn't much going on, so I had the volume turned up really loud because I just have this problem where I can't hear. So I couldn't really hear the TV, so I turned the volume up really loud because they were like talking, but it was very low. All of a sudden, the loudest noise you'll ever hear came on. So I jump and I look at the TV screen because I must have looked away for a second. Not that I ever do that during movies, but I must have looked away for a second. And I look up at the TV and there's this dead, bloody person just hanging. And I screamed. It was terrifying. And then I turned the volume down really low. And then I stopped for a little bit. And then I came back to the movie. But anyway, so there's a bunch of dead bodies hanging around. Arnold Schwarzenegger is pissed off because he sees all these dead bodies. And now, like, I'm on edge because, like, someone's looking through, like, this heat vision thing. And I can't tell if it's, like, a person or if it's the Predator. The guy who I think you guys said is Carl
Weathers?
Yeah, I really, 100% thought it was Eddie Murphy. Probably until the credits, when I saw that his name wasn't Eddie Murphy.
He's Apollo Creed.
I don't know that. But just wait, because there's another person who I mistook someone else for.
Okay.
So just wait, but that's at the end of
Do
the
you
movie.
think the other black guy was Eddie Murphy, too?
No. Just wait.
Lawrence.
It's
okay.
It's at the end, and you're going to find this hilarious. Anyway, so they find this secret camp, and they have all these, clever sayings that they say.
She's
I'm just
3
going to
pages
skip
of
through
notes.
it, Let's go back, because then I had a thought. I was like, wait, is the heat vision thing the Predator? Like, does he have heat vision? Then there's, like, this creepy, like, scorpion scene, and the guy with the long hair, he looks like Rambo. So I thought he was Rambo. And then, like, the Predator had, like, a scorpion tattoo on his palm or something. And then I started to think, is this whole movie just going to take place in the woods? This whole movie is in the woods. And then I came back to the thought of, what are they even looking for? Like, what? Anyway.
Now, when you turned the volume down, did you mute it, or did you just turn the volume
No,
down?
I
Because
just-
they explain all of this.
But I don't... Maybe just because I took a little bit of a break for a second. Because...
Couple weeks.
A couple of weeks. I didn't remember, like, were they going to go to that camp? Because they accomplished that, but instead they decided to stay and, like, fight this thing that was killing their people, and they didn't even know what it was. And you know why they couldn't see it?
Why?
Because it was blurred camo. For real? Like, I had this, like, you know, like, I know what Alien looks like. I've seen a poster. I've been on the ride at Hollywood Studios. And I know there's a movie, Alien vs. Predator, correct?
Yes.
2 of them.
And then I see this blurred creature, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the Predator? He's blurred camo? Like, what? And I thought that, like, Alien was, like, so in-depth and so detailed, and the best they could come up with was blurred camo for Predator. It was like a knockoff version of Alien. And then he has, like, glowing green eyes, but he's still camo, and he oozes green blood, and then he looked at that one guy, and he didn't kill him. And he walked away. And then that lady that they captured, they've just been dragging her along, I don't know why, she decided to touch the blood and wipe it on herself. And then I had a thought, because then, you know, like, Camo Alien kept coming back. Camo Predator, sorry. And I felt like I needed to be wearing, like, those old school 3D glasses, like the paper ones, so I could, like, see the blurry camo and he wouldn't be blurry anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that would help.
But anyways, so he came out of his camo-ness, and then he started to tend his own wounds.
Mm-hmm. So then you finally saw the Predator.
No. You only saw, like, his little hands touching himself. You didn't see his head yet.
I thought
You
you
don't-
did see it at that
Well,
point.
you
No.
see him with his mask on, right? You don't see
Yeah.
him.
I don't think you saw his head yet. I'm
Sure
not
you were-
sure. I don't
You
know.
might have read in one of these pages of notes.
Right, anyways. So then I was thinking, why does the Predator want them? What's his purpose in this movie? Why is he doing this? Does he want to eat them? Does he just want to kill them?
Do you ever get that answer?
No.
You kind
I'm
of do.
pretty sure you do.
Well, just listen. Anyways, so
Dana's
then
gonna tell us.
I went back to my original thought of, why did they go there in the first place, the men, the army men?
Mm-hmm.
Did they go to hunt the Predator? Because I don't think that they knew about the Predator until they got there. So then I forgot about what they were doing. The whole pig scene kind of threw me off, because then I was like, oh man, he killed the Predator. And he just killed a pig. Anyway, so then they come up with this plan to catch this monster with all of these, like, booby traps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this smart monster is gonna fall for their booby traps. Anyways, there's this one weird part where this guy is just, like, in the woods shaving, waiting
Yeah.
for it. And then he broke his razor.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happens. Like, why did they have to put that in there?
Isn't that right before he gets his head blown off?
Yeah, it's pretty
No. That happens a little bit later with that man, because he meets up with Eddie Murphy, and then he gets killed. Anyways, so this, I think, is when you finally see the Predator, because then I noticed that he had dreads. So he's got some dreads going on, and then he sees Eddie Murphy, and he doesn't kill him. So now that's the second person that he has seen and has not killed.
Mhm.
Just so happened that they both happened to be African American, and I thought that maybe he didn't do that. And then I found that this is where Arnold Schwarzenegger says his famous line, "Get to the chopper."
Get to the chopper.
So he says it, but guess what? No one listens. And then the 3 red dots come out, and he blows that guy's brains out. So then later, see, it wasn't immediately after. It was a little bit after. And then Eddie Murphy died.
Carl
Because-
Weathers.
Yeah.
He got hit. And then he says, "Get to the chopper." Again. He doesn't say again, but he said it again. And then I was thinking, if they had listened to him the first time, a lot of these people probably wouldn't have died. And I still saw nobody get to the chopper. Anyways. So then Predator was, like, shooting people, and I thought he was killing them, but then I soon realized that he just has the power to, like, stun people. Just, like, blow them back. But they don't die. Anyways, so then, like, he stuns Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's, like, sliding down. And that part looked really realistic. Until I got to the part where he's falling off the cliff into the water.
Okay.
And you could tell that was not him. That was not anything in this movie. Like, they just, like, pulled that clip from somewhere else and were like, "Oh, here, look, it's someone falling in the water. It's probably Arnold Schwarzenegger. Believe me." Anyways, so, am I wrong?
I'd have to see it again.
Why are you
Yeah.
looking at me like that? It
It's
happens.
never stood out to me.
That's never been something that I've
Anyways,
looked at and gone,
yeah,
"Oh."
because you watched the movie when it came out when you guys were both, like, 17. Now I'm calling you both old. Anyways, so Predator jumps into the water. All of a sudden, his dreads become like spiky tentacles, and they're sticking up out of the water. And then he comes out, and he's all, like, staticky. Like, is he made out of electricity? That's what I was thinking then. Like, he's powered by something. Because he was, like, all staticky, and it looked like he was going to, like, explode. Anyways, and then he starts doing this thing. I think this is my favorite part of the movie. He has, like, this, like, touch panel on his arm. That he
Yeah.
does. But everything he does on his arm, he does it so delicately. Like he just got his nails done, and they're still wet. Like, he's just, like so delicate. Like, "I don't want to break my long claws." Anyways. Then I went back to the thought of, why is he killing people? I still don't know why he's doing it. I know that he's doing it, but I don't know why. I don't believe he's eating them anymore, because I saw him rip out Rambo's, like, skull and spinal cord and just kick him off the tree. Anyways. So then, after Arnold Schwarzenegger comes out of the water, he has this clever idea of covering himself in mud, and then Predator doesn't see him.
Mm-hmm.
So then he starts to think of more booby traps to get him. And I was, like, freaking out when he covered himself and Predator was, like, crawling over him. I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna find him and he's gonna kill him. Oh my gosh. It didn't. But then later, so they go, you know, like, they do this whole, like, hiding from each other, and then he sees him. And he, like, lifted him up, like, against the tree trunk or whatever. There were no walls, because we're still in the forest. And he totally could have killed him. But he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walks away, and I was like, this is kind of dumb. Then he starts, like, pulling his hair out. But then, like, when he pulls his hair out, like, air is coming out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what is he doing right now? And then, this is, like, the worst part of the movie. He takes off his mask, and you see his absolutely hideous face. And all I wanted him to do was put his mask back
Some
on.
would even call him one ugly motherfucker.
Really? Who? Did they say that in the movie?
He
Oh.
copies people's lines.
Who? Butcher?
Yeah. Copy.
Yeah, I do.
No, the
Schwarzenegger lays there and says, "You're
Yeah.
one ugly motherfucker."
and then he says it. He also copies Duke at one point
Yeah.
too.
Oh, well, he copied him once, but that was at the end. And that's when I learned he could talk.
Yeah.
Anyways. So he takes off his mask, and I'm, like, almost, like, in tears because he's so ugly, and I just don't want to see that anymore. And then, like, what happens? Like, he takes off his mask, and he loses all of his abilities to, like, shoot and stun people and all of that, and he just starts, like, slapping him. just like slapping him and punching him instead of using like his like 3 dots and like his stun gun to just like blow him apart, blast his head open. Why isn't he doing that?
So-
He's just like with his delicately like nicely fresh manicured hands.
So you came very close to understanding the Predator's motivations.
Yeah.
Because you keep commenting on them without realizing why. Like when he doesn't kill, it's not because he isn't racist.
Yeah.
When he doesn't kill the black guys, when he
I mean,
doesn't,
he does
when he doesn't
eventually
when he
kill
doesn't
them.
kill. Well, yes, but exactly. Why did he kill them then and not when he saw them?
I don't know.
And why doesn't he kill Arnold? But then he tries to, and then he doesn't use guns. He fights Arnold with fists.
I'm really not sure.
They come to Earth and they go to planets and they hunt for sport.
Yeah, they're hunters.
They're hunters, but it's for sport. It's not just to kill. They're like matching. They size up their competition. He doesn't kill the guys when they aren't armed, when they aren't trying to.
Yeah, so there's no sport in shooting an unarmed person. That's why he takes his armor off and his weapons off and fights Arnold hand to hand. There's no
That's
sport
why he
in
doesn't
shooting
shoot
an
the guys
unarmed
when they're
man.
just standing there shaving.
Yeah.
He shoots them when they have their guns out.
I was supposed to get that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Context clues.
Anyway.
I don't understand.
Okay, what else happens?
I just don't
Tina's
know if I can
rethinking-
talk about it anymore.
Okay, well,
Anyways, alright, so then I found out that this thing can talk for some reason. And then, like, Arnold just dropped, like, a tree on it and ran away. And he's still over there dialing on his armband. Like, what? And then he has the creepiest laugh I've ever heard. So then I just really start to hate this thing because it's ugly and it's got this creepy laugh. And Anyways, so then he just kind of, like, I don't know what he does, blows something up, and Arnold runs away, and then you flash to the chopper, and people were finally in the chopper. They were in there, and I thought, this is my other celebrity. I thought Will Ferrell was in the movie. Because the guy at the end in the chopper looks like Will Ferrell. But it just turned out to be an old guy. And then I thought, why didn't Arnold kill him? Like, did he feel bad? Because it kind of sounded like the monster, the Predator, was crying. So then, like, he just didn't kill him, and he just ran away. He's just like, what are you? And the Predator's like, what are you? It's like, what? And then it just ends.
I don't know.
I don't know where you got that whole thing about, like, he's killing for sport. What is it, like the Olymp? Like, what? Like, there's
He's
a
like-
Predator Olympics? They're all going to different
No,
planets?
it's no, like, a hunter goes out to hunt an animal. It's like the sport of hunting.
They also, amongst themselves, I think, at one point talk about it.
Yeah.
But it is better. It is, to be clear, better laid out in the sequels. That is what they do.
Sure.
But it is also very much apparent in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, what... Overall, what do you rate Predator on the Dana scale?
On the Dana scale, I gave it a 6.5.
Okay.
So it's about middle of the road for you.
Yeah.
There are things you liked about it. There's things you didn't.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I started to hate it when he took his mask off, but...
I would just like to say we've broken the trend.
Yeah.
You have, because it was not a movie that I could not watch. I thank you for that.
So do you want to tell her what her next movie is going to be?
Yes, definitely. So your next movie
Uh-huh.
is a film called When Harry Met Sally.
Ooh.
So,
I've heard of this
Okay.
movie. I believe that I'm going to like it. Because I think it's, like, right up my alley.
what do you think it's about?
I think it's about a guy named Harry and he met Sally. I don't remember if this is the one where, like, the girl can't remember things. And she just keeps forgetting things, and I think there's, like, a penguin in it. But I could be very, very wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to see the poster?
I do. Maybe it'll give me more information. Oh. This is not what I was thinking of. Do you know the movie I was
You're
thinking of?
thinking of 50 First Dates.
Yeah.
Oh. Man, this looks old too. Can two friends sleep together and still love each other in the morning? What's that supposed to mean?
You have to watch it and tell
I
us.
guess he meets Sally and they become friends with benefits.
You have to watch it and report back.
All right.
So find out in a couple weeks, hopefully, what Dana thinks about When Harry Met Sally.
Man.
If you want to keep up with any of us until then, you can find all of us on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Rich Belson.
I'm at Stonks.
I'm at Dana Explains.
The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/overbeer. You can email us at overbeerofficial@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, over_a_beer. And of course, you can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/overbeer. That's going to wrap things up for today. So until next time, drink up.
Butter me up.